Okay, in this video today, I'm going to go ahead and cover the reasons why nobody is interviewing you for product manager roles. I'm going to be covering every possible reason, and if you think of some that I haven't thought of yet, let me know in the comments. But in addition to that, I'm also going to go ahead and kind of walk you through, okay, what to go ahead and do about it. I'm going to give you guys high level overviews of like the problem and the solution. Then you're thinking to yourself, yeah, but then I got to go out there and buy something. No, you just got to go ahead and subscribe today. If you want to buy something, you can always go out there and reach out to me and tell me I got the credit card ready here. But there's a lot of reasons why you're not getting higher interview count. And I can't, like, unless you guys want to watch like a 4-hour video, I have no intention of recording one. I'm going to go out there and list out the problem on the left, and then I'm going to go out there and also list out a solution on the right hand side. And I'm going to go out there and give you guys an overview of what it is that you guys can do about the situation in a separate YouTube video. So let's go ahead and talk from the top one. Honestly, the number of reasons why you're not getting more applications, not getting interviews, is low motivation to go out there and apply is the top one. You think you're shooting like really high applications, but you're really not. So you still have low applications. You have no clear process in sourcing roles. So you're thinking like nobody's hiring. You're not following up with the hiring manager. So you're applying, but nobody's reading your resume. So you're not following up with the hiring manager, not following up with the hiring manager at the right time. You're following up with the right time, but you're following up with a really bad message. You're following up with a decent message, but like nobody's reading your message. In which case you got to send a better message. They're utilizing messages that probably pretty common, so you want to send a Loom video pitch. The recruiter reviewed your resume and determined that it was low bad quality. Okay, so use a better resume template. You're using a good resume template, but they're just not reviewing your resume properly, and that's also another reason, right? So we can go out there and actually increase like highlights or like ways to go ahead and kind of make your resume pop out a little bit more. Too much customizing with your resume, so you're spending too much time customizing your resume. So use a general resume with highlights to go out there and actually attract. So I'm going to break down for you each and all these little things that you can go out there and do. Generally speaking, though, most people just think that they have one problem, which is, well, I can use a better resume. No, that's a part of it. You know, if you really want to make a good sandwich, it's every ingredient in the sandwich. Like from the packaging of it to the bread to, you know, whatever protein and veggies that you're going to go out there and pop into the sandwich. But like to say that it's only your resume is false. The first things first is, let's talk about the big problem on top. You have a really low motivation to go out there and apply. So why do you have low motivation to go out there and apply? You know, you emotionally know that if you applied more, you would go ahead and get more interviews, right? But you don't feel like applying to more product manager jobs. So there's a big correlation between motivation and procrastination out there. And it comes down to you've just been disappointed so many times that you no longer want to do it anymore. And this comes down to, like, for us, the reason why we're able to score as many interviews as we do is, as you can see there, like I show a lot of product manager like openings just to go out there and reinforce to the market that people are actively looking for product managers. But at the same time, I also give you guys some resources to go out there and actually do better outreach. But our people are landing multiple offers, hottest jobs, multiple offers, very short span. I would say the turnaround time for us working with us is about anywhere between 3 to 4 months. But our people are landing multiple offers, and it's because we have a clear process to go out there and drive demand for them. Interview generation is really demand generation, right? But they're getting some form of positive reinforcement, seeing other people actually get jobs. I mean, this guy here, 3 product manager offers. So, like, the truth of the matter is people are getting jobs. But, you know, people are getting product manager offers. But the problem comes down to, like, if you're not seeing it yourself with your own eyes and you don't know those people, it's really hard for you to keep going because there's just not enough positive reinforcement to keep you through. So when you break up with, like, if you guys watch this video here, you just type in like procrastination. DM me. I'm more than happy to send you guys the link. It's like the difference between you breaking up with somebody and knowing there's somebody better out there for you, but seeing it in front of your face. I'm not talking about a photo on a dating app, but seeing it in front of your face is like a completely different positive reinforcement. Now it's just like, okay, you believe that there is something better for you out there, right? It's two different vibes. Now let's go out there and talk about like, what's our solution with it? Applying multiple times together in a group. And I see some people join in, I see some people not join in, but overall, like the people that do, one thing you'll notice about all of my testimonials is that the people that have been successful, they've been a part of a clique or a group that we were able to offer solely here at Product Gym. And they feel like they stick with that group for life. They feel like they're like their BFFs. It's almost like going through college or like an MBA program again. They absolutely love it. And it's amazing to me that even after they got in the job, how many people just keep on staying connected because they went through an extremely, extremely, extremely tough time together. So if I'm seeing 4 or 5 other people that's in my little pod here get a bunch of product manager interviews, and we're going through this tough time together, we're getting rejected together, we're going through the interview process together, we're doing the case studies together, and all of a sudden I feel like, oh, okay, I'm part of something. The other thing here is like, okay, there's one thing to protect myself from, the disappointment of getting rejected. But it's quite another to think like, yo, you got to show up to apply today because like you're not letting yourself down. You're letting me down if I don't show up for you. So most people are more willing to let themselves down first before they let somebody else down. So if you want to go out there and increase your applications, schedule a call with us. Let's get you a part of the program and let's get you a way better job because people that are coming out of our program are generally speaking, they're making a higher rate than what they were pre-layoff or even pre-COVID because they have multiple offers that gives them the leverage to get a much better offer. The next reason is, well, you don't have a clear process in sourcing out product manager openings. If you don't, get access to this Airtable. I'm uploading it every single day. Now, yes, I'm also going to go ahead and reinforce this. We do charge for this, and the reason for that is, another batch has already been added on here, and they're doing this right now in real time. Yes, we are we are very much like updating this in real time, and there's a lot of work with this. So if you want it, unfortunately you have to buy it because the market's already competitive enough. So if I give everybody in the market there a competitive advantage, it's no longer a competitive advantage. Secondly, it helps me create a job for the people that are creating these resources to help you get this job and get out of here faster. So with that said, like, sign up for school, see you in school. It'll help me create another job. But with that said, like, sourcing for jobs is almost like another full-time job. And I've shown people enough times in my YouTube videos how to do it. I've led enough live trainings, but even when they know how to do it, they're still not going to do it. Why? It's just like when you're procrastinating on. Nobody has any confusion as to what they need to do when they go to the gym. It comes down to you procrastinating because you just don't feel like doing it. Here, now that you paid for it, it's already here, and you have the group. You can just go out there and remove that friction and go out there and apply. Another thing here is I totally forgot about this, even though I had it in a call out. One other reason to also go out there and increase your level of motivation to go out there and apply is, did you know that you can actually get paid to apply to jobs? You can. I'm going to cover this in a completely another video, but like another reason why like people are as pumped up is there are ways for you to go out there and get paid to go out there and apply to jobs. Like, monetize this entire journey. It's not there's a few ways to go out there and do it, but I don't really want to take away from the core fundamentals. Is even though you can get paid to apply to jobs, it's not going to equal anything to what you can make as a product manager, and I will cover that in a separate video, which is why you want to go ahead and subscribe, because you can see I've talked very long-winded. So let's go out there and actually talk about a few other things. Okay, so I'm applying, Rich. I'm getting a bunch of high applications out there, but I'm still not getting the interview count that I really want. Okay, well, the general consensus is that the recruiter is not reviewing your resume. Nobody is reading your resume. So, okay, nobody is reading your resume. And that's a fact. That's a very little. So what can I do about it? Well, you can follow up with the hiring manager for one. on LinkedIn. And I'll tell you why you want to follow up with the hiring manager on LinkedIn. You want to follow up with the hiring manager on LinkedIn because everybody right now is on LinkedIn, but the recruiter gives the least amount of shit in whether or not you're going to get this job. So this is actually why you want to have this, because we've already scraped up not only the job, but we've also scraped up the hiring manager, and I also have for you the hiring manager's LinkedIn profile. So this is going to save you a lot of time getting to the job before other people go ahead and get to the job. But you want to go ahead and follow up. So I'm following up with the hiring manager, but okay, are you really? Show me your sheet. That's why another reason why you want to get access to that Airtable in school is because you want to go out there and actually like have a clear process. I don't see a lot of people have a good tracker. So like I'm getting onto my sheet, but like, you know, a lot of people, they have really low follow-up. I don't know why they're lying to me. I don't really give a shit. Like, you're lying to yourself. But they're not really following up with people during the right times. You want to follow up with them when? 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. is when you want to go ahead and follow up with the hiring manager. 4 p.m. to 9 p.m. is when you want to follow up with the hiring manager. Okay, I'm following up with them in the right time. Well, what are you following up to them saying? So many people actually say like, well, I followed up with the hiring manager and I said I applied. If somebody said that they apply, it's probably not going to give you that much motivation to go out there and like review their resume, right? So you got to use a better message. And we have the message templates already in school. So let's just say I'm using the better message template, Rich. Okay, I'm using the better message template. Let's just say they didn't read it. Are you sending it at the right time? But send a Loom video pitch. This has done very well in converting interviews for us. Okay. Now, let's just say you're doing all of this. All of this is getting somebody to even look at your resume in the first place. So they reviewed your resume and, you know, they determined that it was a low quality resume or unqualified candidate. And what you can do is you can use a better resume. Plus, follow up with the hiring manager. I have so many people scoring interviews off of companies that rejected them just by applying to them one more time after they got the rejection email. Because you're assuming that there was a highly diligent people get thrown in jail. Innocent people. Okay? Like, that shit happens, unfortunately, all the effing time. So if you're thinking that, like, we're making these really bad assumptions that we don't even realize that we're making, if you're thinking that there was a very thorough Sherlock Holmes level screening process and diligence was actually executed, you're being utterly fanciful. I don't mean to sound mean, but it's hard and I get it. Like, first of all, you get rejected from the interview and you gotta like ask yourself, like, am I really applying again? Yes, you are. Part of you might be scared to do it. Part of you might just be so pissed off, like, this is fucking bullshit. I can't believe I have to do this. Just give me this job already. I can do the job. But here's the thing. None of those emotions really helps you get this job. I'm pretty sure you'd rather not be watching my YouTube videos right now. So let's get you off the job hunt and let's get you moving on to bigger and better, right? This is why you want to go ahead and apply to a group. Because if you go to the gym a lot by yourself and you're like, I feel like I'm getting stronger, but my body doesn't look any different, and what's the freaking point? Like, I might as well just go out there and indulge myself. Like, this is why CrossFit works so well as a business, is because they take all those bad habits and they replace them with a community. Not to say like we're cult-like or anything, but like they have, it's like people, we all have a friend that goes to CrossFit and all they ever talk about is CrossFit. All they want to do is rally you to CrossFit. They no longer, you know, eat bad food. They no longer really consume alcohol. They no longer have bad habits because, you know, all their bad habits are replaced by, that's encouraged by their friends, are now being replaced by friends that have only good habits or better habits, and it makes it easier for them to go ahead and get the body that they want, and that makes them want to do more CrossFit, right? Exactly. If you're attacking this by yourself, it's very personal, and you're going to feel like you're going to be okay letting yourself down, so you want to go out there and send yourself a better resume template. We have a batch right here of resume templates for you to go ahead and use. But the problem is like people like having good resume template doesn't matter if you're not applying, and it doesn't really matter if you have a good resume template and you know how to apply. If you don't feel like applying, you're still not going to be applying. So follow up with the hiring manager. I've had people that have landed jobs in my program. It's all in my testimonials that have landed jobs where they interviewed with the company all the way to the final round, got rejected, hit them up a month later, and boom, they're like, you know what? We actually don't even remember. The message that we use is like, hey, I just want to follow up with you to see if you have filled the role. I honestly can't remember why I was even rejected from the interview process. I don't know if you do. I had a really good time talking to you guys and would love to open up the conversation again. And you know what's happened with those roles? The amazing thing is, there are companies that basically, they had so many hiring teams that was like, you know, we also had a really good time talking to you. And we also don't know why we rejected you for that role. Do you want to talk again? And then boom, it's all about creating those additional opportunities. And you're not going to do that if you're not applying in a group, right? The next thing here is use a good resume template that looks the same as the market. Like, okay, so I'm using this good resume template. Send a resume with highlights. This is something I'm going to be making a completely different video on, but there's nothing saying, most resumes are so standard. There's nothing actually stopping you right now from utilizing a resume template where what we do is we review the job description, and I have a list of bullets that companies are going to find to be very, very, very exciting. Why is my computer taking so long to load? It's because I got tabs open galore. And what you want to do here is you want to just highlight that entire field, make it pop, put it into a bright yellow, make it bold. So when they're looking at your resume, their eye zooms in. This is a lot of text. Now, people ask me, like, is it a one pager? Is it a two pager? Is it a however many pager? Well, the reality is, like, bandwidth right now is just not something that people have. So you want to put everything up front. I recently just saw this YouTube video. It was a short, and it said something along the lines of this. Hey, you know, my friend and I would love to go ahead and try out for the swim team. And the swim coach was like, well, you know, we've already all filled out the swim team already. We've already filled out the swim team already. So, like, yeah, like, there's no point. But you guys are welcome to try again next season. You know, and they're like, yeah. So, we like seriously, like, we can't even try out for us. Like, what can I say? The team's filled out. And I don't know, I don't remember the exact same metrics, but they're like, yeah, I swim like 500 meters and I could do 500 meters like in 2 minutes or something like that. And then the guy was like, you can do 500 meters in 2 minutes. I don't know the distances. Shy of like watching Michael Phelps every now and then. Like, I don't know anything else about swimming. I just float. Okay, now it's like you're giving out some metrics that people are interested in, right? So you want to make sure that the metrics that people actually care about is actually going to go out there and pop. So this is why I have like a whole resume description list of like success and achievements. And we have like a very clear metrics that you can actually talk to, which is like, hey, organize regular interdepartmental workshops, fostering a 30% increase in communication and collaboration between product marketing development within 6 months. Has to be a very clear starting metric, has to be a very clear ending metric, has to have a very clear time frame of when it was done. And then on top of that, basically like, that's in a section of the resume where they can see and it pops. It's like, Rich, this is so much work. This is why you gotta do it in a group, man. Like, I get it. You know, this is a lot of work. So the last thing here is, well, it's like, do I have to customize for everything? No. I actually have a batch of success metrics in this Airtable right here that you can use that, generally speaking, what they care about the most when they're talking about whether or not you have success is, are those success metrics based upon any one of the following categories? And then this is actually how you get away with not customizing. Is it based upon like product launch, market penetration, revenue growth, user engagement, cost optimization, agile, customer satisfaction, cross-functional collaboration, data-driven decision-making, team leadership? This is the only things that they care about in terms of success metrics. So product launch, I basically have like all of these different bullets here to talk about how it is that you can go out there and articulate that you launch a product successfully and all of that. Market penetration, I have a list of bullets here, but it's got to be very clear. And even if it's in there, there's no guarantee whether or not they read it. So you want to go ahead and make it pop. You want to follow it up with the video. You want to go out there and keep following up with the messages. I can give you the entire methodology, but just like how there's every workout, if you want to look like Michael B. Jordan right now in the next 6 months, there are more than enough YouTube videos for you to go ahead and watch. Your chances of actually succeeding on that game plan is infinitely higher doing it with a buddy that is as committed as you, doing it with a few friends that are as committed as you, versus you doing it by yourself. I actually found that some of the coolest transformation videos for people's like body transformation in the gym were actually people that were like twins or like siblings, because like they're not going to go ahead and let each other down. And that's the quality of the people that you can go out there and expect to go and meet here. So with that said, I'm going to be, don't forget to subscribe to it, but these are all the reasons. I'm now going to go ahead and record an individual YouTube video on how to go out there and tackle each and every one of these challenges. I'm going to be dropping, I think, once a day or like once every 2 days, depending on my energy level. But don't forget to subscribe. Definitely schedule a call. Scheduling a call, there's also something else that I do, and I also teach other companies to go out there and do. I literally tell people, okay, all you got to do to schedule a call, and people got to be shown how to do this. You come down, you go here, and if you want to get access to school's right here. And the other thing here is, if you want to go ahead and schedule a call with us, you just click on this Calendly link right here, and you can go out there and schedule a call. I look forward to speaking with you very, very soon. Let's go ahead and chop it up. I know you're struggling out there. It doesn't have to be this hard, and there's a way to get paid to apply to jobs.